What's good, y'all? In this video, I'm going around the league and adding one all-time player to each team. Now, I didn't just go to the all-time teams and grab the highest overall player and place them on there. I kind of try to make it fit with the team, see what they needed, what another player could add to them, stuff like that. Let's not waste any time. Let's go look at the rosters. Alright, we're here starting off at the 76ers, and as you see in their starting lineup, they now have Dr. J himself, Julius Erving. I wanted to put Julius on this team because they were lacking a little bit at that wing spot. You know, they had Tobias Harris here. Tyrese Maxey is more of a guard than a wing. So we put Julius Erving here. He took away Mr. PJ Tucker's starting spot, which he's not even in the rotation anymore at this point. So they're definitely getting better with that. Then on the Bucks, it really wasn't about fit. It was just Kareem. I mean, Kareem 99 overall. Basically, if you had a 99 overall on your team, he was put on this team. You know, they do have Brook Lopez. Bobby Portis also runs some center for them too. But, I mean, like I said, you can't pass up on Kareem. Kareem and Giannis as a front court is clips, bro. Speaking of, if you had a 99 on your team, you were on here. Of course, I got to put Mr. Michael Jordan onto the Bulls. It was pretty easy. Just slid everyone down. Levine and DeRozan slid them down. Slid right into the starting lineup here with Michael Jordan. This team could be really good just based on the fact they have MJ alone. Continuing on with that 99 overall, this was probably the best, most perfect cookie cutters spot for this team right here. They needed a small forward. LeBron James is a 99, the best small forward of all time. It was, like I said, cookie cutter, just fit perfectly right in. This is probably my favorite to win the championship. And if it's not the Cavs, it might be the Celtics because they got Larry Bird here. Again, just slid right into here. We moved Jaylen Brown up to shooting guard, GT down to a power forward. Larry Bird right in the middle of them. 98 overall. It's going to be dangerous. Looking at the Clippers here, they kind of got the short end of the stick on this one. I'm not going to lie. They got Bob McAdoo here. He was their highest overall player besides a 95 overall Kawhi. Obviously, we're not going to have two Kawhis on the team. So Bob McAdoo was the best up on there. I mean, they do lack a little bit at the center. They got Zubac and then nothing really else behind that. So hopefully he could help them. Just wish they could have gotten something a little bit better. Now looking at the Grizzlies, they have Pau Gasol here. The defense of Pau Gasol and Jaren Jackson Jr. down here is going to be tough. Also a good pick and pop, pick and roll for John Morant right there with Pau. Pau fits in really well for this team. Now looking at the Hawks, they got Dominique Wilkins here to slide into their starting small forward spot. He took DeAndre Hunter's spot right there. It's going to give him a little bit more offense while keeping up that defense. This team could be really, really good also. Then on the Heat, you know we had to do it. Had to add my man Flash Wade right here onto this team. He's going to help him out with a little bit of everything, whether it's defense, playmaking, scoring, whatever. D-Wade is your guy for that. Just slid Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler down a spot right there. Put him right at that two-guard position. Now, when you look at the Hornets, they are the newest team in basketball, so it makes sense that their all-time team is not the best. Glenn Rice was their best overall player, so I just decided to put him on here. It sucks because, you know, Kelly Oubre could have gotten that spot. He's a good player, but he's going to be coming off the bench for them now. If it wasn't Glenn Rice, it would have been Kemba Walker, who, I mean, they already have LaMelo, so, you know, I had to do what we had to do. The Hornets, they got a little bad, but, you know, it's you got something at least. Now, looking at the Jazz here, they have Karl Malone. I don't want to talk too much about Karl Malone, not really rocking with him, but he is on this team. He's going to make this team very, very good. Then on the Beam team, the Kings right here, they got the Big O. He's going to slide right in. That backcourt, De'Aaron Fox and Oscar Robertson, you better watch the rim because they are coming hard. This Kings team already got a little bit of everything on them. Add one of the best point guards of all time. They're going to be very good. Now with my Knicks right here, we got Walt Frazier, the best announcer in the NBA, in my opinion. The best point guard of Knicks history. It's been a while since we've had a good point guard. Having Jalen Brunson's been very, very, very refreshing. But, you know, he played off ball with Luka before. He could play off ball with Walt. And Walt's going to be here running the team in New York. Now, when it comes to the Lakers, I feel like there was no easier option to put onto this team. It had to have been Kobe Bryant. The Lakers, they struggle with scoring when LeBron James and Anthony Davis aren't the ones scoring the ball. And you know Kobe can definitely score that ball, can help him with the defense too. Like I said, he just fits in perfectly with this team. Now looking at this Magic team right here, they are very young, so they don't really have too much going for them. But when you add Tracy McGrady, one of the best scorers of all time, everything's going to get better for everyone. So it's going to make the job easier for Paolo, you know, rookie, getting the scoring off when teams have to focus with T-Mac. Same thing with Franz, Wendell, Bol. Now over with the Mavericks. If you didn't think it was Dirk, I don't know what you were thinking. Of course, Dirk's got to be on this team Got an elite big man to run with Luka Doncic. The pick and roll, pick and pop got to be insane with those two. And then Dirk can create his own shot to let Luka, not have to do everything on this team. It's a good fit. Then here on the Nets, we have a duplicate of Julius Erving. He's also on the Nets right here, as you see. He was the best overall Nets player all time. He fits a position of need at that wing. It was a pretty easy choice. Then over here on the Nuggets, we have David Thompson here at the shooting guard position. Again, was one of the highest players on their all-time team and in a position of need, so he's on the team. Now, when it comes to the Pacers, their all-time team was lacking a lot. Obviously, they don't have Reggie Miller in the game, which kind of sucks. It definitely would have helped them out right here to have a backcourt of Reggie Miller and Tyrese. But instead, we have Paul George. He was the highest overall player on the Pacers. So I decided, you know what? Whatever. We'll just put him on this team. Looking at the Pelicans right here, it was a little tough to find what position of need they really needed since they have a little bit of everything. But I decided to just go with prime Chris Paul, the best player available. And he's going to just run the offense with this. The pick and roll with him and Zion. Oh, my Lord. That's going to be tough. Looking at the Pistons here, they really didn't have too much going for them on this roster right now. It's a lot of young guys. So I decided just to add Isaiah Thomas, the best Piston of all time. Just help them kind of grow, facilitate the offense for them. And then on the Raptors, we had to add my man Vince Carter right here at the shooting guard position. Fits in perfectly with this team, and this team is going to be really nice. Here with the Rockets, it was kind of the same thing with the Pistons. It's a lot of young guys on this team, so they don't have too much going for them. Decided just to add Hakeem right here just to, be a big force on offense and defense down low. Whatever I just said about Hakeem, double it down for Timmy D right here. Now we're here with the Suns, and the Suns were a tough spot too because I was very close to putting 97 overall Steve Nash on this team, but their position of need by far was the power forward. If they had Charles Barkley in the game, it would be so easy, just slot him in right there. Instead though, we got Amari Stoudemire here. He's going to help them for sure. Then here with the Thunder, I just added KD. I mean, he's the best player there. I was contemplating putting Russ Westbrook right there, but they already got Josh Giddey and Shea, so I think KD fits the team better. Gives Shea a little bit of help, not a little bit, a lot of bit of help when it's KD, with the scoring load, so he should fit in nice. Now, Timberwolves fans, I'm so sorry. You got another big man on your team here in KG. He was a 98 overall, so it was kind of tough to say no, and if I didn't want to go a big man, we would have had 88 overall Sam Cassell. No disrespect to Sam. KG is a better player than him by far. So we got Rudy coming off the bench for them. KG, he can handle the defense that Rudy would have put on there. It's just, like I said, I'm sorry. It's a bad fit. There's nothing I can do. Here on the Trailblazers, I was very close to putting Clyde Drexler on this team. He would have fit nice in that small forward position. But instead, I wanted to put Bill Walton here. Dame has never really played with an elite center, and I wanted to just see what would happen, and Bill Walton is elite, so he's on the team. Coming down to the last few teams here, the Warriors, we had to put my man Wilt Chamberlain right here. The Warriors have been missing an elite center for their whole dynasty, so adding Wilt is just filling a spot that they've desperately been needing. And then the last team, last but not least, the Washington Wizards right here. They get Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas here. I really just wanted to add some help for Bradley Beal here, give him a point guard he hasn't been having since John Wall got injured. Now that you guys have seen all the rosters and everyone that I added, I want you to leave a comment right now who you think is going to win the championship. In my personal opinion, I got my money on the Cavs or the Celtics. It's going to be one of those two. Whoever comes out the East out of those, they're winning the championship. Here's a quick look at the All-Star teams right here. I'm not going to go individually and tell you guys each person, but the team captains are KG and LeBron. This is the Cavs LeBron, not the current LeBron right now, by the way. And there's a lot of all-time players on this All-Star team, so, I was a little surprised at that. And in a league of all-time greats, Luka Doncic still wins MVP. It's pretty insane. Paulo Banchero, Rookie of the Year also. I guess we didn't add any new rookies. But Malcolm Brogdon, Sixth Man of the Year. Michael Jordan wins Defensive Player of the Year. So our first all-time player winning an award here is Michael Jordan. And then Most Improved was Che Jones. Here's what the All-NBA teams are looking like. On the first team, we got Luka, T-Mac, Bron, KG, and Wilt. On the second team, we got Ja, MJ, Giannis, Dr. J, and Nikola Jokic. And then the third team, we got D-Wade, the Big O, Timmy D, Dirk, and Karl Malone. Here's a quick look at defensive teams if you guys were curious on who made those. Alright, so when we're looking at the records out east, we got the Chicago Bulls and the Boston Celtics tied for the top seeds in the East. The Boston Celtics got the tiebreaker, I guess, against them, so they are the 1 seed. The Bulls are the 2 seed. I mean, adding Larry Bird and Michael Jordan to teams, you're probably going to get better for sure. Then we're looking here the rest of the teams in like the playoff and play-in. At the bottom of the league, though, is the Detroit Pistons. They're a bad team in real life, so that makes sense. Same thing with the Hornets, the Wizards. The Knicks are a little bit surprising. I don't know if I'm being a little hometown bias, I guess, but I mean, add Walt Frazier to the team we got right now, we're definitely making the playoffs, I feel like. Then looking out west, it kind of makes sense. You add Wilt Chamberlain to the Warriors. They're going to be the best team in the West. What's very surprising, though, is the 2-seeded Clippers right here with Bob McAdoo. I was talking a little bit of crap saying how he wasn't going to be doing good. But, I mean, he had 24 and 12 with them, the 2 blocks. I mean, I guess. I mean, this team on paper really isn't that good, in my opinion. I guess we'll find out come playoff time. But here's what the rest of the West is looking like. And the bottom of the league is the Spurs. Makes sense. The Trailblazers down here doesn't make sense at all. I mean, Bill Walton added them. I feel like should make this team pretty good. Rockets make sense. And the Lakers, you got Bron, AD, and Kobe, and you're not even a playing team. I mean, Kobe, 23 points. I was expecting a little bit more from you, but I mean, 7 assists is really, really good too. I don't know. I thought this team would have been better. The Suns, too, is a surprising one, too. Amari Stoudemire, I guess, didn't really help them too much. And a quick little go-through of the league leaders here. We got Luka, MJ, Vince Carter, Ja, and T-Mac as the top scorers of the league. Rebounds go to Wilt Chamberlain, AD, KG, Karl Malone, and Bob McAdoo. Assists, CP, Trae Young, Luka, Isaiah Thomas, and Jokic. Jokic being in the top 5 of this is pretty crazy to me. Steals, Walt Frazier, MJ, IT, D-Wade, and CP. And then blocks, Wilt Chamberlain, Tim Duncan, Hakeem, Anthony Davis, and Mitchell Robinson. Alright, well, now it's time to get to the playoffs. Let's simulate the play-in and see who makes it. The Jazz, Pacers, Nuggets, and Nets get eliminated in the play-in. So this is what the playoffs are looking like. Looking at for any surprises, I am a little surprised that this Cleveland team is this bad. I mean, a 6 seed is not terrible, but adding LeBron James to a team that's already very, very good, I thought they would be a little bit better. And then everything else kind of going to what I thought, besides the guys that missed the playoffs that I already talked about. But anyways, let's just simulate this first round and see what happens, who gets eliminated first. The Raptors get eliminated. Then it's OKC, Cleveland, the Pelicans, the Bulls, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks, and last but not least, the Hawks. So we had 2 Game 7s. We'll start with the one out west between Pau Gasol and Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk in this elimination game, he put up 20, 11, and 8. Decent shooting. I would have liked him to shoot a little bit more, especially in a Game 7. They got blown out, putting up 12 points in the first quarter. That's wild. Meanwhile, over here, Desmond Bane showed up and blew them out right away. 37 points. Jaren Jackson also was here. Powell with 22 and 13. And then Ja with 18 and 19. Then the other Game 7 over here was surprisingly the 1-seeded Boston Celtics with Larry Bird here, who put up 21, 7, and 10 in the elimination game. A very close one out here, actually. And then the Hawks over here, they had Dominique, who put up 25, 9, and 9. Now we're in the second round of the playoffs here. We got Golden State, Memphis. The Clippers, I'm still so surprised how they're still in this, versus Sacramento. Then Boston, Miami, and Philly, Milwaukee. Let's simulate this round right here and see who can make it to the conference finals. The Kings get eliminated, the Heat, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Wow, I am just realizing right now, the Chicago Bulls got eliminated in the first round with Michael Jordan. I mean, yeah, Giannis and Kareem as a 7 seed. That's a tough 7 seed to go up against. In the elimination game, MJ, he did his best trying to do everything, but he just couldn't get it done. That's very surprising that happened. But what is more surprising is that Bob McAdoo is still carrying the Clippers all the way to the conference finals. They swept the Kings last round. Now we'll go game by game here since we are in the final 4 matchups right here. Boston takes game 1 against Philly, and then the Clippers, they're upsetting. Boston goes up 2-0. Then Philly takes 1 game back from them. The Clippers are up 3-0. They're about to sweep Steph Curry and Wilt Chamberlain. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. All right, they didn't sweep them, but both these rounds ended in 5. Bob McAdoo, Western Conference Finals MVP. I was talking so much crap about him. My fault, bro. Larry Bird, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Well, hopefully the Celtics win, because that'll make me feel better on my prediction. Also saying how the Clippers kind of got the short end of the stick there. It would really suck if they won the whole thing, because that would prove me so wrong. It's a close matchup right here, but the Celtics take up 3-1 lead, and they finish it off in 5 games. Jason Tatum this time wins the Finals MVP over Larry Bird. In the elimination game, it was actually neither of them that did it. I mean, 14 assists from Larry Bird, almost a triple-double in a final game. Never mind, he did his thing. Well, that was a huge surprise that the Clippers made it all the way to the finals, but of course my pick was correct. I did pick the Boston Celtics, and they won the championship. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there'll be links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.